Assalamualaikum class 5. How are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe at your home and taking good care of yourself. Today is 18th of January 2021 and day is Monday and you are having your science class right now. Today the chapter that we are going to start in today's science class is about forces, but before we start a new chapter today, let us all just revise that what we have learned in our previous lesson, that was about unit number 9 related to the heat, light and sound. It was a very lengthy chapter, but we have covered it and I hope you have gained all the concept. Still if you find any difficulty related in that chapter, you are free to ask me. I'll repeat that concept again for you. Okay, so today I want to ask a few questions from you from the previous chapter so that I get to know that how many of you have gained the concept and how many of you are finding difficulty in gaining the concept. Although all the videos related to that are available on the YouTube channel, you can go and find the related link and you can watch it again and again. I hope all the concept will be clear. So first tell me, like, what was the name of the chapter that was in unit number 9? It was related to heat, light and sound. Let me just write it on the board and then we will continue with the new chapter, that is forces. Heat, light and sound. Now who is going to tell me like what concepts we have done in the topic of heat? Who is going to tell me? Yes, Aisham, will you please tell me like how many different type of ways that allow the heat to transfer from one place to other we have discussed in this chapter? You just have to mention the name of the processes that we have just done. You can write the spellings of those 3 processes in the comment while you are watching the video. Very good. They were all about conduction, convection and radiation. Related to the heat, we have talked about the conduction, convection and radiation. Now who is going to tell me like what does conduction mean? Amar, would you please tell me like what does conduction mean and in which state of matter it mostly happens? If you want to write, you can also write in the comment box down. Very good. Conduction is something that is related to the solid materials and we have talked about that in conduction atoms do not change their position from one place to other. If they do not change their position from one place to other, what happens to them? How the energy is being transferred? Very good. Energy is being transferred by vibration of the molecules and the atoms. They are staying on their own position or place, but they are vibrating, and while they are vibrating, they are transferring the energy from one place to the other. Is that clear to you now? Okay. Now, very good, Amar. Who is going to tell me about the convection? Ramisha, will you please tell us like what does convection means and in which state of matter it does take place? Very good. Convection is something in which heat is transferred when the molecules are moving from one place to other, okay, and it happens mostly in the liquid, and we have taken the example of evaporation, transpiration, in which the water is being evaporated. जब आप steam करते हैं water को, जब आप boil करते हैं water को, you see the steam over it. That is an example of convection. Also we have taken the convection example from the burning of candle. When the candle, that is a solid, it's burning out, it changes into the wet liquid form, melt होती है, that is the process of convection. Okay, so good Ramisha. What about radiation? Iman Mehak, you have to tell. Radiation is about. Very good. Radiation is the process in which heat is transferred in the form of rays. I have told you, आपने radiation से rays का अपने mind में रखना है. The heat heat that is transferred in the form of rays, we call it, that process is called as radiation. Example can be the rays that are coming out from the sun, and the rays that are coming out from the heater, the rays that are coming out from the things that we are using. Even our body is also emitting some kind of rays. That's the reason we feel little warmed. हमारी स्किन गर्म होती है और हमारी बॉडी से भी रेज निकल रही होती हैं. So these three concepts we have learned related to the topic heat. Now coming to the topic light. Muhammad, you have to tell what you have learned related to the light. Light is also a form of energy, we all know, as heat and sound are. So what you have learned in this topic of light? Can you please write the name of the processes, how the light pass from one object to other? There are three processes that we have discussed, processes or the ways through which the light is passing through the object, and we have named them. Very good. They are about reflection, refraction, last but not the least, diffraction. Okay, you have explained, you have given the right answer. Now I have one more question from you. What does reflection means? You can also write in the comment if you know the answer. Very good. Reflection is something, a process in which the light is falling on an object, but it is not passing through that particular object. Okay? As I have shown it on the board, see the the rays are hitting that particular object, but they are not passing through that object. They are just hitting and then going back. This process is called reflection. One more question from you, Muhammad. You have to tell that we have learned about the two different types of reflection. Can you just name them? What are the two types? Very well done. They are about diffuse reflection and regular reflection. Then we have another topic, that is refraction. Now Ali, you have to tell what do you understand by the topic refraction. Very good. Refraction is the process in which the heat is passing through that object, but there will be slightly bending in that passing of the light. How? Let me just draw it on the board so that it will be clear to you. It will be like, if you are able to see the diagram, what I have drawn, a light is coming from the sun or whatever the source. It's just passing through that object, but it is slightly bended. This is how it happened in the refraction. The light will pass through the object, but it will be slightly bended. Okay. Now we have another one, that is about refraction. Who is going to tell me about refraction? Zayan. Yes, Zayan. You have to tell what do you understand by the topic refraction. Very good, Zayan. Refraction is the process in which light will hit to an object, but the rays will coming out from the edges of that object. See, in this diagram I have drawn the rays at the edges of that object, and I have given you the example of this, the clouds, the lightning that you are able to see, or when it's having it's rainy day, and you see like there will be lightning in the clouds. That is because of the process of diffraction, जिसमें आपको rays sides पर नजर आती हैं, corners में. That's the reason you are able to make the shape of the cloud. आपको ऐसे rounded shape नजर आती है. How? Because light जो है वो hit करने के बाद edges में से नजर आना शुरू हो जाती है. Okay, so this was about the topic heat and light. Last topic that we have discussed in this unit, it was related to the sound, and we have learned about the two types of sound in this chapter. Who is going to tell me about those sounds that we have learned? Who will tell me about that? Muqaddas. Yes, Muqaddas, you have to tell what are the two types of sound that we have learned. You have to write the spellings of those sounds process that we have learned in the comment box. Okay, very good, Muqaddas. Those two sounds were about echo and reverberation. echo and reverberation are the two sounds that we have learned. Now what does echo means? Vanya, will you please tell your class like what does echo mean? Right answer. Echo is the sound that you are able to hear in the open area or in a room that is not having any kind of luggage or any kind of material in it. It should be an empty room, and when you are speaking, your sound waves will hit to the wall of that room and it will come back to you again and again. Okay, again and again, and you are able to hear that once you have talked, you are able to hear your sound one more time. Okay, but it will happen for a very small duration of time, very small duration of time. Whereas in reverberation, it can happen in the room where we have a kind of luggage, as I have given you the example of a concert hall in which we have different kind of luggage in that hall, and what happen, our sound is hitting to different objects and we are able to hear our sound again and again, and the duration of the sound to hear will be more than as compared to the echo. So echo is a sound that is happening for the shorter period and reverberation is for the longer period, and echo can be here in the open area, reverberation has to be in the closed area. Also one more thing we have talked about related to the sound, the surface area. The smoother, the flatter the surface, the more will be the sound. The harder or the rough will be the surface, the less will be the sound. So this was a revision about the complete chapter. We have done all the concepts. In my every video, I just revise the previous concept and then we move to further topic or chapter. If you just go through the video, I'm sure you will get the concept, because in every video I am just repeating the previous concept. So we are done with the written work, with the conceptual work of the unit number 9. Now get back to the new chapter, that is about forces. Yes, our new chapter is about forces. What comes into your mind when you are looking at this word forces? A power to move something, right? You know, we are not able to do anything without applying force. Even if I am talking to you, I am applying a force so that my words are coming out, so that the sound is coming out from my mouth. So whatever we are doing, even if we are breathing, we are applying a force. Force enables the things to move. We have learned about in junior classes, we have learned about the two types of forces, pull and push. Remember? Pull is a force that brings the things, objects towards you, and push is a force that keep the things away from you. So, not just the movement, force is allowed to lift the object, to move the object, to drag the object, to change its position. So, forces help you in the movement, in lifting the object, changing the shape of the object. By applying force, we can change the shape of the object. Okay? As I was telling you, we have learned about the push and pull force, but now you are in the senior classes, you will get to know about the different other type of forces that you have already have a brief introduction in class 4. The forces are gravity, buoyancy, air resistance, water resistance. What else? Air resistance, water resistance, friction. Yes. These are the forces that we are going to talk about in little detail, because in your book they have just given one line sentence about that. So I'll just let you know the concept and then we will move to the further topic. Okay. So how many types of forces I have explained to you? We have discussed about friction, gravity, buoyancy, air resistance. Not discussed about, but I was just telling you the name of the forces. But before I let you know the detail about these forces, I want you to clear the concept about mass and weight. Have you ever heard these words? Yes, you have in your previous science classes. What is mass and weight? Remember, while doing the topic chapter of matter and material, we have talked about the mass, volume, and weight. Every object in this world having a specific weight. उसका कोई वजन होता है. When we are talking about the weight of the object on the earth, then we will be calling it as weight. But when we are talking it on the space, the weight of the object will be called as mass. जो भी कोई ऑब्जेक्ट अर्थ हमारे आप देखते हो जब हम कोई चीज़ उठाते हैं, अगर कोई हैवी वेट की होती है, वी फील इट वेरी हैवी टू लिफ्ट इट अप एंड इट ऑलवेज गो डाउन, नीचे की तरफ जा रही होती है वो चीज़. वाई इज़ दैट? बिकॉज देर इज़ अ फोर्स, अ मैग्नेटिक फोर्स इन द अर्थ, वी कॉल इट ग्रेविटी. And gravity is attracting or pulling every object toward itself, including us. Every object. We are able to stand on the earth because of the force of the gravity. Gravity की force की वजह से object का weight ज़्यादा हो जाता है. And we know that in space there is no gravity. Everything is just floating on the surface. That is the reason the things are not able to stand or not able to be on the particular position because of the non-availability of gravity. Okay, for example, if we have a box on earth and we want to lift it up, and the weight of the box is 100 kilogram. Okay, on the earth its weight will be 100 kilogram and it will be heavy to lift it up because the force of gravity is attracting that object towards down. वो नीचे की तरफ क्यों आएगा? Because gravity force is pulling that object toward itself. But if we consider the same object, same box on the space, there will be no gravity. The weight of the object will be lessened. That will be 50 kilogram or maybe more less than it, maybe of 20 kilogram, and it will not come down. It will be floating on the surface of the space because of the unavailability of the gravity. So this is how the weight is vary on the earth and in the space because of the force of the gravity. So you have to keep one thing in your mind. Whatever the weight of the object we have on the earth, it will be divided into the half of the weight if it take to the space. And when we are talking about the weight of that box on earth, we will be talking as weight. हम weight की बात कर रहे हैं. Okay. And when we are talking that object on space, then we will consider its weight as mass. So this is the difference between mass and weight. Both are actually the weight of the object. उस object का जो भी कोई वजन होता है वो होता है. But अगर हम अर्थ की बात करें, we will consider it as weight of that object. And if we are talking about the space, we will say like it's the mass of that object. Weight के लिए force of gravity is compulsory, but for mass it's not compulsory. That's the reason we are taking mass as in space and weight in the earth. Hope it's clear to you now. Now let's get back to our forces: friction, buoyancy, gravity, and air resistance. First thing first, we will talking about the force of friction. Class 5 you have seen while riding a car or a bike or a bicycle even, or even while walking on the floor, you see जब आप स्लाइड कर रहे होते हो फ्लोर पर, एक पॉइंट आता है, आप स्लाइड करते करते स्टॉप हो जाते हो. यू हैव टू ट्राई इट एट योर होम. वेयर एवर यू आर नाउ, यू विल सी, आप वहाँ पे स्लाइड करें. ठीक है, रनिंग करते हुए आए, यू विल टेक अ स्लाइड एंड व्हाट विल हैपन, देयर विल बी अ पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट जहाँ पे आप स्टॉप हो जाते हो. ओके, सेम इज द केस. अगर कोई गाड़ी मूव कर रही है तो यू अप्लाई ब्रेक एंड दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग स्टॉप्ड. How the things are being stopped? This happened because of the force of the friction. Friction is a force that is produced by the rubbing of two objects together. While you were sliding on the floor, your feet were rubbing with the floor. आपके feet और floor में रगड़ हो रही थी, rubbing हो रही थी, और वो rubbing एक point पे जाके stop कर जाती है. उस रबिंग के प्रोसेस को हम फ्रिक्शन कहते हैं। इसी तरह रोड के ऊपर कार जो मूव कर रही होती है उसमें भी रबिंग हो रही होती है, एंड व्हेन वी अप्लाई ब्रेक बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रबिंग इट स्टॉप्ड। So friction is a kind of force that is produced by rubbing two objects together. दो objects को हम आपस में rub करके जो force produce करते हैं we call it friction. It also depends on the surface area. If the surface area is smooth, shiny, there will be less friction. If the surface area is rough and harder, there will be more friction. अगर आप किसी टाइल या मार्बल वाले फ्लोर पे स्लाइड करो तो आप बहुत आगे जाते हो एंड यू इंजॉय इट बिकॉज वो बहुत स्लिपरी होता है। बट अगर आप किसी ग्राउंड के ऊपर, मट्टी के ऊपर या फिर ब्रिक्स वाले फ्लोर के ऊपर करो तो यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू एनीथिंग। वाई? बिकॉज वहाँ पर रबिंग ज़्यादा होती है और फ्रिक्शन भी ज़्यादा होती है। What you people have to keep in your mind, friction is a force that is produced by rubbing of two objects together. Okay? Then we will be talking about gravity. I don't think so I have to go in detail because you people already know a lot about that thing. Gravity is a force that is in the earth and it's attracting every object toward itself. हर ऑब्जेक्ट जो स्पेस में है दैट इज कमिंग डाउन, आइदर इट इज लाइटर इन वेट और हैवियर, इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द फोर्स ऑफ द ग्रेविटी। ओके, देन वी हैव buoyancy. Buoyancy is the force that is in the water and it helps the object to sink and float. ऑब्जेक्ट्स को सिंक और फ्लॉट करने में हेल्प करती है। हाउ? इट डिपेंड ऑन द वेट ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट। इफ द ऑब्जेक्ट is heavy it will start sinking, and if the object is light weighted it will start floating. This is happening because of the force of the buoyancy. And air resistance is a force that is present in the air. एयर में एक ऐसी पावर होती है जो ऑब्जेक्ट्स को थोड़ा सा फॉल करने में रिस्ट्रिक्ट करती है। इसकी बेस्ट एग्जांपल आपके पास काइट है। जब आप काइट फ्लाइंग करते हैं, जब आपकी काइट कट जाती है, इट डजंट कम डाउन टू द अर्थ वेरी डायरेक्टली, इट जस्ट टेक्स स्विंग्स ऑन द स्काई इन द एयर एंड स्लोली स्लोली इट कम डाउन टू द अर्थ। वो जो स्लोली स्लोली मूवमेंट हो रही होती है दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द एयर रेजिस्टेंस, हवा के अंदर जो पावर है उसकी वजह से। I think this is all about today. In your next class, we will be again revising these all these all forces in little more detail, and we will do the written work as well. For now, in your today's class, what you people have learned, we have gained the concept of forces, mass, and weight, and I have given you the overview about the friction, gravity, buoyancy, and air resistance. Now, what you people are supposed to do, you have to give the examples of any 5 objects in which you are observing the force of friction, gravity, buoyancy and air resistance. आपने अपनी डेली रूटीन में से कोई सी भी 4 एग्जाम्पल, ईच फॉर वन टाइप ऑफ फोर्स। फ्रिक्शन की एक एग्जाम्पल, ग्रेविटी की एक एग्जाम्पल, buoyancy की एक एग्जाम्पल, एयर रेजिस्टेंस की एक एग्जाम्पल। विद दैट यू हैव टू डू लिटिल रिसर्च अबाउट द साइंटिस्ट आइजैक न्यूटन। आपने फाइंड करना है कि व्हाट एल्स आइजैक न्यूटन हैज़ डन, because forces are being introduced to us by the scientist Isaac Newton. So I am giving you a task. आपने एक छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन लिखना है आइजैक न्यूटन के बारे में, एंड यू हैव टू राइट अबाउट हिज रिसर्चेस दैट व्हाट ही हैज़ डन, एंड यू हैव टू डू इट वेरी नीटली। पेस्ट दोज ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑन योर बुक। आप अपनी बुक पे पिक्चर्स के फॉर्म में भी लगा सकते हो। यू कैन राइट इन योर ओन लैंग्वेज ऑन राइटिंग एंड डू इट दिस वर्क ऑन योर साइंस नोटबुक ऑन द ब्लैंक पेज प्रॉबली। आप जो पिक्चर्स पोस्ट करेंगे वो ब्लैंक पेज पर, रिटन वर्क शुड बी ऑन द लाइन पेज। सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट टुडे। See you in the next class with the more explanation to this topic.